And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved Frozen Factory. Well, I've got this corner here pretty well done. See all the organics down there? Yeah. This corner over there is not bad. There's a couple other blocks. I'd really like to get rid of some of these super tall mountains, but the zigzag is there, and I'm working on this direction next. But one of the things I really need as a precursor to the Falcor system is a system for processing all of the organic loot. So I want to get that started right now. I want one cryo hopper. This setup only needs one, but 3 of these, the organic reassemblers. And it's going to use 4 of these, and I think 3 of these should be fine. The other thing that I need is a turbine that will be dedicated for powering this setup. So I need 36 of these. Now, placing this is kind of getting snarled back here. So I was thinking right here would be a good spot. It's kind of out of the way. I've got some room back here for Falcors. Recently, the developer, DJ, he increased the range of the Falcors, and I think they are going to be even better than ever, so I can have more of a centralized Falcor system, because due to their range, I wasn't able to reach all corners, and that kind of put a damper on things. I'm going to take that away for now and put this in there. I'm going to have to take this out for reasons, and then I can build it. And I'm going to have to rebuild that laser. I think wasn't that the laser that I had just moved over here? I think it was. So I'm going to have to move that again. And let's see. This line here, so this is where it needs to be. Right there. And what is this power? Oh, this is powering my gold. The only thing it's powering is the gold cargo lift. All right, now that we have the turbine set and ready to go, we are pushing quite a lot of power down. 70 or so, whatever. So we're gonna bring, let's plan on moving back a ways. I always end up burning myself on the jet wash. I don't want to go back too far though, because reasons again. So we are going to do something like this. It'll be this way, and this way. So how I set these up, actually I could put this underground, I think. So let's do that down here, just to clean this up a little bit. Now keep in mind, this is going to use a lot of power, and you really want to make sure that you've got enough generation to supply it all, because if it runs dry, if it runs out, all of your organic stuff will basically expire. They'll rot, and that's a bad thing. You don't want to do that, because that's just a waste of energy. So I'm gonna put a lens in there for now, and I think I have glass somewhere on my bar. I thought I did. Well, I don't. So where do I have glass that I can copy? Right there. So I can't really, I'm gonna have to craft some. So I'm gonna, because if you break it, oh no, I erased it. Where'd it go? Right there. I think, oh, it does. Okay. So let me put that, your middle mouse click to push it right into your hotbar. If I can find it. There it is. It's one of the few things that actually doesn't use construction paste. Okay. So there is protected system. We've got plenty of power coming in. These are all sort of trying to balance each other out. However, we are more concerned with getting a cryo hopper, which looks like every other hopper. Where would you be? There it is. So there's the cryo hopper. While it's cooling, it's going to use a lot of power. So you want to keep it cool, because once it cools down to minus 250, once it gets there, it will only use about 50 power per second, which is, much less. And the organic reassemblers go on either side, and these have a little bit of buffer in them. The rest is just hopper, add only, remove only. Okay, so these three will push into these two hoppers, and I'll eventually have more hoppers back here for storage as it's processing. But from here, this is where we will push organics into here. So I'm going to put a storage hopper like that. I'm going to use Tricky's hoppers because they're faster, and I just like to use mods. This channel is all about mods after all, so we got to use them. But here, the reason I left a gap here is because I need an advanced conveyor filter. I'm having trouble with words today. I think I've been awake too long. So this conveyor filter is what we need, and I need some fortified PCBs in order to do that. So yeah, there's probably a whole lot of organics that direction too. So I've got a bunch of iron wire in here ready for Falcors. So let's do, I want to do 100 for now. I'm a little low on titanium and nickel at the moment, so I got to be very, very careful. But yeah, I've been collecting crystal clocks as I pass them. I just need some fortified PCBs. And motorized conveyors. We're actually going to do a project soon that's going to use a ton of motorized conveyors, like literally 15 of them. So I've been collecting crystal clocks as I need them, or as they sort of fill up, and it helps quite a bit. That's only 4. I put 100 in there. I'm going to put 10 in each one of these. That'll give me a few more. So this will allow me to build my first conveyor filter. And we're going to throw that right here. So with these, we want to set the filter, because there's a none right now with the filter. So what I want to do is specify that this is going to be, I need a little bit of spoiled organic remains. I don't need a lot of them. 1 is plenty. and come back here and not get lost. So with this, I'm going to set it. I'm going to first set the filter and then invert the filter. So everything that comes in here, anything except those spoiled organic remains are going to go this direction. That means these are going to process them. And as you see, this is already down to 50 power per second, which is great. I want to keep this spoiled on me for now because I need another filter to set to go over into my maceration area. So this is going to be a really extensive Falcor and filter system when I get the resources to build it, because right now I'm a little tight on some of my resources. I've actually added a 2000 slot hopper, which took a lot of my resources, to both titanium and nickel. So we're actually able to process those pretty fast. But this is my basic system for organics. From here, there's going to be multiple hoppers, and each of the pristines are going to get pulled out as we go along. And so anything not a pristine is going to wind up into this hopper. Anything or spoiled organic is going to go over to maceration, and all of the regular organics are going to go into here and get processed like normal. So we can test this out. I can throw 50 of those in there, and they immediately start up and start processing. So that's awesome. Start using up all of my organics as much as possible. I'm gonna need a lot more. I'm gonna need so much more. So many more filters. This is a filter heavy process, and it's also a hopper heavy process, and I like to use 75 slot. I've got the resources, more resources for these than I do the huge ones. These huge ones cost quite a bit. I'm now able to make the improved cargo lift. I think I'll wait till next episode to really come down on nickel. I think that's the next big improved area that we're going to have to work on. I have been collecting hardened machine blocks, so I could probably craft a bunch of these. I'm going to need some for down in nickel areas. So let's see, conveyor filter. So I want a bunch of these. So let's just see how many I can build. I can build roughly 10 with what I've got. So let's see what we can do now. Okay. Awesome. Well, let's go back to here. Instead of a huge, let's go 75, and I've got the conveyor filter. Excellent. So now, instead of the huge storage hopper, we're going to use some of these smaller ones. I'm going to give them a space of 2, just because. Whoa. Okay, let's. How many pristines do we have? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know there's 6. Oh, there's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So I need one more of these. Like I said, it's a pretty hefty system. Okay. The only thing I don't have that I can't filter out is the massive eyes. And then this filter is again going to be spoiled organic remains. And I think I am out of conveyor belts, of course. It's amazing how many of those things I go through. All right, conveyor belts. I'd actually run pretty low because of my tin situation. My tin was so desperately low that it was hard to. Okay, so this should be ample for. I mean, we're not going to get a whole lot of spoiled. We'll get some, and those will get sent off into this direction. But everything except spoiled organic, I don't include filters for every regular organic because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different kinds. You know, I could streamline this. I actually haven't tried to do that. But then I would need filters for all of the pristines as well if I wanted to filter out the pristines. So I'll keep this going, but I'm going to need some more filters. So let's filter this direction. I think my Falcors are I'm going to have to take this huge mountain out here. My Falcor system will go over in this area. I'm going to have so many Falcors, it's going to be awesome. Because all my Falcors will feed into this hopper. And this hopper will then filter all of the items and go all the way down the line. And then I use one conveyor just to separate it out. I try to spread things out. Oop. So I'm not so cramped in my base. And these can be regular hoppers. So these are going to be the regular pristine organics that are going to come through and they're going to be filtered out. Now I've got all but one of them. So let's count them down. We've got pristine gland, these two eyes, stingers, chitin, just like that. So for processing, I'm going to do let's set a filter for each of these. I'm going to skip this one. Okay, so light, heavy, stinger, skipped. Perfect. Okay. The next thing is an invert to make sure only the pristines make it through here and none of them make it down here because there's nowhere else for them to go. So set invert and make sure this is a pristine faceted. So set invert and then set invert for perfect. And then I skip this one, which is a problem because I can't actually set a negated filter. I actually don't have the item, which is a problem. Well, let's continue. Stinger, so set invert. Heavy, set invert. Light, set invert. All right, so that is that. I'm going to grab these. I think what I'll do is create enough organics to create one massive eye and then use that to set these filters up. And then the whole system will be done. And I don't have to worry about it anymore. Because massive eyes only come from bosses and I haven't yet seen a boss. So But that'll have to do it for this episode. This is my organic filtering and processing system. Again, this is going to be hooked up to an absolute army of Falcors. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.